welcome to our Nani line discussion once again. And today we'll be speaking about self-esteem. Now, before going to our topic, we apologize for the few minutes we kept you waiting. And yeah, welcome. So today we have, as usual, Madam FALECIA and our new guest,
Hey.
Julius KIBASSA.
Julius.
Yes, how are you, Julius?
Fine.
Welcome, madam. How are you?
I'm great.
I am fine also. Yeah, without asking. Yeah. So self-esteem. Last week we spoke about identity and self-love. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And today we are speaking about self-esteem. It seems like first, what is self-esteem? Any ideas on what self-esteem is?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What I know is it's a sense of having an understanding of realization of your self-worth, or it's a belief in yourself, or in confidence in yourself. I would say those.
Okay, confidence in yourself, belief in yourself. Yes, Julius.
For me, if I remember by how our civics teacher taught us,
Yeah.
self-esteem just refers to a situation whereby somebody appreciates or has a belief on his worth and abilities that he can do.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very good.
Yeah. Speaking about civics, I did talk with my friend. I think it was yesterday. Then I told him about self-esteem. Then he said, "Yeah, we was taught that in civics." And like,
I actually didn't know that.
yeah,
It's in
I was like,
civics.
no,
Okay.
we weren't told then. He was like, yeah, we were. Then I was pretty sure we weren't, so we just made it clear. Yeah, so self-esteem. So I have a dictionary here today. I would like to read the meaning of self-esteem from our dictionary, which says, which says a good opinion of your own character and abilities.
A good opinion of your own?
Of your own character and abilities. Yes.
Okay.
So how do you go about it?
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's more of it's more. I think does it relate with self-love?
There's a bit of similarity in the definitions.
Yeah. Okay. So where is the difference?
Okay. Yeah. So I think self-love is loving yourself, accepting yourself, and like the way you are.
Yeah.
But self-esteem is different in terms of understanding your value and believing in yourself. So it's more about now.
So it's more of I think it's more of a belief in your characters and abilities. I mean characteristics and abilities of doing things. Yes.
Yeah.
And self-love is more of focusing on your well-being and happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah. So are you confident in your abilities, in your whatever you do? Yes. I think that is self-esteem. So in self-esteem, there are people always say you have low self-esteem or high self-esteem. So what do they mean? Is it like when you have low self-esteem, you just have no confidence, or low confidence, and high self-esteem is like, is it the only difference, or there are many,
Okay. Maybe before we get there,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, and maybe we can also reflect on it.
Of course.
Is self-esteem a target that you need to achieve? Is it like a status where you need to be in all the time, or is it like something? Is it a situation? Is it something that you can achieve and lose it?
Yeah.
If it's high or low,
Mhm.
or is it like it's a long-term thing? I would like to hear your views and maybe also share
Yeah.
on it.
I think maybe US can start.
For me, I see self-esteem is something that should be balanced in oneself. It should neither be too high or too low. If you have high self-esteem, I think this is a situation whereby we see ourselves as people, big-headed people, people who think too much about themselves.
Yeah.
But when we come to the low self-esteem people, those are people who aren't confident in themselves, always have poor negative values about themselves. So self-esteem is just something that should be balanced, not too high, not too low.
Okay, so it's like so does it get like is there a point where it can go down? You can be the same person and at some point you have like you're in a situation where you have low esteem and then you're in a situation where you're in a high esteem and then it's a point where you need a balance.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah, sometimes you can get affected. Maybe like discouragements can lower the self-esteem, or maybe in some situations whereby you know a problem and know how to solve it, but others have different ideas which are wrong. That's where high self-esteem can erupt from nowhere.
That's very good.
Yeah, I think sometimes it depends on some situations, you know, because there are situations where, you know, you need to push your self-esteem, you know, to a high level, because it's confidence in yourself, you know, it's like showcasing your abilities, you know. So when showcasing your abilities, you just have to show what you have in yourself, yes. And there are situations, of course, you know, kind of awkward, and you know they kind of hinder you, showcasing your whatever you have, the confidence you have, you know, you have in you, So sometimes it varies, you know, but generally we should all have, you know, balanced self-esteem, where you have the confidence of doing whatever you want, you know, at a certain situation. You make sure that, okay, this is my time, then you do what you have to do. Yes.
And maybe in adding to that, from my experience, I think it's how do we say, like, I have a low self-esteem. Basically, sometimes it can be just the feeling that you have after maybe you've heard something from someone, or like someone can say something to you and it just breaks you and it just ruins you of your confidence, and maybe you are like this level and all of a sudden you're not confident anymore, you're not seeing yourself as, you know, like you're that person who you thought you would, and so that can be just in a matter of like minutes, and you start focusing on just that thing that was said about you, you know, and that can really affect everything else.
Yes. So about high, we have spoke about low and high self-esteem. Yes. So what makes a person with low self-esteem? How do we? Is it just, as I said before, is it just confidence, or there are some other factors which makes a person have low self-esteem?
For me, I can say sometimes it can result from stress.
Okay.
Maybe you're under pressure from maybe assignments, jobs, maybe you're given a schedule but you can't make it. Sometimes it can lead to low self-esteem. Also, at most times, commonly, leading to low self-esteem, discouragement or bullying. And not just bullying, physical bullying. It can even be bullying through words. Also, even parental guidance. You know, and let's take a situation whereby a child was bullied at school. Bullied, given a lot of bad words, then goes to the parent. Now, from there on, what may happen to the parent? He or she may either scold or at least advise the child. Advising the child that not who you are doesn't mean that you're bad, or who you are doesn't mean that it will always happen to you. That situation may help give someone's self-esteem a boost. But if another parent chooses to discourage the child, like, why are you caring about this? That process may lower the self-esteem.
Very, very true. And maybe adding to that, also experiences. Yeah, like you might go through experiences that may affect your self-esteem. So let's say if someone is grown up, maybe experiencing abuse or something like that, or where you're being told that you're not good enough, whether by your neighbors or your own family members. So with that, with such encounters in your life, as you go through, like you get things that make you not have that sense of, I can do it, I can make it. And so that can really also affect your self-esteem in terms of making it very low. And sometimes even relationships that we have. So if you surround yourself with people who seeing only the weaknesses that you have and only praising the weaknesses and not the strengths that you have, then that can be also an issue in lowering your self-esteem. So and that can happen anywhere, at work, in school, or in different areas, depending on the circle of people that you have around you. And so many other factors, I think. But also sometimes, I don't know, can someone just be born with a sense of low esteem? I don't know. I don't know about that. Could it be?
Yeah, I think maybe it might happen that, it's not that you're born with it, it's just,
Is it like the genes?
Like,
can you have the genes?
No, it's not the genes, not the genes, but I think it's more of a situations or environment which you are maybe raised with, or maybe, you have grown up with, that makes you, have low self-esteem. Yes, as we have said, some experiences, like, bullying, that you feel maybe you're not loved, or, you're not worthy of doing this or that. That also might hinder your self-esteem. Okay, so speaking about low self-esteem, so maybe to our viewers, so if you have anything you feel like contributing, you might also text, because I can see you joining in, and we are grateful for all of you viewers. And so if you think maybe you might chip in something about self-esteem, you might just write a message and we will discuss it at here. So back to our table. So how do the person with with high self-esteem, let's say, do we say feel, or characteristics of a person with high self-esteem?
I would like to still stick with Julius. We say that it's either low or balanced. Because when it's high, I think that the high is like too high,
so we should
which
say
is not very healthy. The healthy, I would say healthy level of self-esteem. I think that when it's balanced is when it's healthy. So it's healthy or low self-esteem. I would put it that way. Whereby now we are all supposed to be aiming for something healthy and going from the low self-esteem. And so I think it's sometimes we can fake we can fake our appearance, but it's sometimes it can tell when someone has a healthy self-esteem, and you can see by how their attitude is. So you find people that with positive attitude, who have positive energy, that can say a lot about how they see themselves from inside and outside. I think that is one of the strong thing that I can say. But also they are very decisive in terms of confidence. So they are very confident, and also the ability to say no when they have to say no. Like they will not be like, if I say this, they'll feel this. They'll just tell it on your face. So those.
So it's a balanced self-esteem, healthy self-esteem. Okay. So one thing about self-esteem, which I just understood, is it's in order to have a balanced or healthy self-esteem, you need to also know or maintain your healthy self-respect. That's why you say when a person has high self-esteem, the people think that he's like big-headed, or maybe he knows too much, So I think self-respect is when you know, when you maintain self-respect, it's like, you know, okay, this is where my self-esteem should end, I think. Yeah? Yeah, maybe we should look about the definition of self-respect. It says a feeling of confidence and pride in yourself. Yeah? So, being big-headed is like you are it's like over pride. Is it? Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know this is too much confidence, yeah? So it's too much self-respect, high self-esteem, yeah? Okay, yeah, so I thought maybe I could share that with you.
Okay.
Yeah, so how do we have a healthy, you know, a healthy self-esteem? Yeah, how do we boost it from low to healthy?
Yeah, maybe also we can look at the low self-esteem also, like what we have seen what causes it, but yeah, again, how do you know that maybe you have? How do you measure? Like, we have seen for healthy. Also, Julius, feel free to add. Yeah, like what can tell that maybe I have a sense of low esteem, like low self-esteem. What are the things that can tell? Yeah, like for sure, I know one whereby, yeah, confidence also can tell a lot of things, but not all the time. Because, yeah, not all the time. Like, there are people who are very confident, but again, they have,
low self-esteem.
yes, low self-esteem. So it's not all the time, but it doesn't mean that. But also can tell a lot about that. Yeah, but also someone who is very negative or has fear of trying something, yeah, just hiding away, or not free to express their opinions. Yeah, those are the things that can really tell if someone is having that low esteem, but also the feeling of being depressed and anxious and things like that. Yeah, and just want to hide. And I think, yeah, maybe later we will also ask questions and experiences. But what do you think, Julius?
Okay, before Julius, for our viewers, once again, someone asked what time should you contribute on self-esteem? So anytime from now, you can say anything, then we will just read it out loud. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Julius.
For me, how to tell if someone has low self-esteem, you have to look at the people that they surround themselves with. A person with low self-esteem usually surrounds him or herself with people who give negative vibes, people who discourage them, tell them that this isn't possible, you can't do this, this is way beyond you. You know, that kind of thing can influence a person. Also, you have to look at the person's thoughts. A person with low self-esteem always has negative thinking, that what if I mess this up? What if I do something and something goes wrong? Those kinds of things can really tell if a person has low self-esteem.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you spoke about surrounding yourself with people who have, you know, negative vibes. So, negative vibes, I was thinking, like, how do you surround yourself with, you know, negative vibes people? Yeah. And it's kind of, you know?
It's hard to tell sometimes. It's hard to choose, like, you know, is this a rose or is the thorn?
Yeah. Also, I think maybe if you spend most of the times by yourself, it can, you know, it can support in, you know, having yourself self-esteem.
But I think what he says, it's how do you know you have like people or negative vibes is basically from what they tell you. Do they inspire you? Do they encourage you to grow, or it's the things that, you know, they say? Do they let you focus on the things you cannot do? Let's say like your weaknesses, or because sometimes, you know, you can enjoy living in your weaknesses, because it's a comfort zone. It's something that, you know, you don't even want to struggle to either stop, or you don't want to really be confronted about. So when you have a company, you know, growing in the weaknesses, sometimes you can be blinded not to really notice. So as you're saying, you cannot tell if it's a negative vibe because you've accepted it. But now you need to really get to be honest with yourself. And as he's saying, you need to time with your own self and really know what is helping you grow and what is not, and how is that influenced, and how are the people around you really helping you. I think that can really help, because sometimes you really don't know until it's too late to know if you are really in a bad situation.
Yeah, so Raquel G, one of our viewers, says, I think the first thing is to have a courageous heart before anything that will help deal with negativity. Yeah, so I think that might help.
Yeah, that's very good.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also, I don't know for others and for viewers and you guys, but yeah, a negative compliment can really strike you down, no matter how confident, prepared you are. You might go pitch for something that you really believe in, whether it's a business idea or it's a business plan, and you really believe in it, like it's worth investing in or something. And just one person, maybe one panelist, or a judge or something, will just point out something that really it's it doesn't make sense or something. And that comment, you will just focus all your energy on that thing. Or rejection, from something, like from an application or from something you've really wasted your energy and effort. And that can really hurt you. And you might feel you're not good enough, and maybe just because when in the eyes of others you're really good, you just didn't fit in that position. And that can really affect so much of us, like that, just in a small moment. So I think we need to have like the right people that we can talk to about these things, who can see us in different dimensions of us in terms of our strengths. Like that is just an opportunity that was lost. That is just someone who saw the wrong thing. Maybe it's the day you did not dress very properly, and that's the day that they made a bad compliment. So it shouldn't like take the whole picture down. It's just a part of the ear or something that is not okay.
So maybe I also wanted to add something that maybe in situations like those, you can just, focus on whatever you do, the positive things. Yes, if it's a negative compliment you just got, so you just, you might just, focus on the important things which you can do, your abilities. I think those are your strengths. Focusing on those can, really keep your confidence,
it can be hard, but it is
yeah, it pays off.
So also Raquel, says, and also there is a negative vibe and a negative comment, which is true. We must differentiate those two, because sometimes we need people who tell us the truth, no matter how painful
it is.
it is. To do that. So it's there are negative vibes and negative comments. These are two different things, which is true. And someone can tell you the truth, but it does not have to be negative, I think. So it has to be be blunt, but not negative.
And sometimes that's a very good point, because sometimes just to protect your healthy self-esteem, you don't want to hear bad news. So you don't want to try new things, because I might get rejection, I might not be liked, and things like those. But if they are honest comments, though not very pleasing, but they're very honest about things that you need to improve, I think we should not dwell on them, and we should not give them permission to really affect our sense of self-esteem. It takes time, to heal, to get over that, to say that, I'm more than just this. But we need to confront that situation and really get real with ourselves and say, like, I am this, and this is just a situation. What can I learn from this one? They say, rejection is a redirection, something like that. So there's just, adopt a different way to look at things. Maybe Julius, you can say something about that.
I don't think
Okay.
So this is a very interesting topic. It's long, but unfortunately our time has ended. Maybe we can do self-esteem, for the second session next week. We'll see about it. So thank you, our viewers, for being with us, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Okay, now before we go, we have a comment here from Giver. It would be not good to not read it. He says, but also all that will come from the base of what a person knows, and this is simply knowing about oneself and be sure of what you are, the abilities and potential you have. Yes, so yeah, hello Blessing. And yeah, so it's more of knowing the abilities you have, he said, and the potential you have. So this also may help, you know, boosting your self-esteem, because if you know I'm capable of doing this and this, so it's easy, you know, to showcase, I think. Yeah. So also our videos will be available on YouTube if you just missed, if you came late, on Nani YouTube channel. See you next week. Our guest Julius and Madam. This is Sebastian. Thank you for being with us.
Bye.
Bye.
Please follow and subscribe to our social media pages or contact us to register for our programs.